Dirty water music.
Dollar, Walla, get a grip on.
2, 1.
How y'all doing? I'm Donald.
And I'm Carlette.
And this is
I'm awake. Damn.
How y'all doing? I'm good. How about you?
I'm good.
Okay. So
You want me to? Okay, you wait on me. So, we just finished filming the video of what was our awakening individually, or what woke us, or whatever. How did we get to this point? But in that video, we touched a little bit about what happened between us. So this video is gonna sort of kind of go a little bit into depth on what happened within our marriage during that time, because our marriage was solely, like, our foundation was our Christian beliefs. That's how we bonded. That was was like 95% of our telephone conversations before we even went out on a first date. So yeah, we're gonna go a little bit into depth on that. So how did you feel about me being in the car and hearing that lecture, and you finding out that that's what lit me or started the awakening process for me?
I felt good, like, but again, it wasn't an intentional thing. I always put on lectures and stuff, but I felt good, like that you was like, now you're okay, wow, it's something different. You have that light now that you didn't have before, or that you had, but it wasn't on this path that we're on now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But in that same space, I was pissed. I was mad, because although I don't believe that he put the video on purpose, or the lecture was a video, but it was on audio in the car. I don't believe he did it on purpose, but I felt like it was
Forced.
Yeah, it was forced. That's the word. I was like, you forced this upon me. I didn't even have the option. Like, that was an argument. It was a big deal. Like, and he was insisting that I didn't do this on purpose. That's not what happened. And then later on, once we got to a more calm space, it was like, okay, I understand that things happen for a reason. It was in divine alignment. It was like right on time, because the reality is he used to play these things all the time. And if you watch the video previous, you remember that he said that he started out watching Illuminati videos and researching all of that and questioning going to church because the bishops and the pastors is part of it. Like, it was horrible. That was one of the worst times of our marriage ever. I wanted to choke slam him. I remember he would purposely, like, invite people to the house if they could sit and have conversations about this shit while I'm getting ready to go to church. And, like, you need to be getting yourself in this car.
What it taught me was how to go in and do your own research and question stuff. It taught me that. That's what I take away from it, because the whole Illuminati thing is it's some other stuff that keeps you off track of what you really need to be focused on.
Yeah.
You know, that's really what the basis of that. They put it out there for you to hang on to. You don't know nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they ain't gonna give you the real. So, like Dick Gregory said, you mean my ignorant cousin know about it. He don't know about nothing else. So it's just like they just give you something to hang on to.
My point for bringing up his journey at the beginning is that if it wasn't meant for me to hear that lecture and actually it penetrate, then it would have penetrated a long time ago, because he used to watch these dumbass videos all the time in our little dining area with, like, it. Yeah. So if it wasn't meant, then I'm just saying, I would have clicked into it a long time ago, because he's watched these videos forever. And then it just went over my head. But that particular time, it hit me, and I ain't stopped since. So it had to been divine. It had to been in order. That's what happened, and it has made us stronger.
Right. But we went through a period where it was rocky.
Yeah.
Because it was hard. On both of us. More so her, because she wasn't really sure at the time, and it was hard on me. Basically, just like seeing her go through the hurt and stuff that she was going through, because that's not what we've been brought up to believe, and so it was hard for that transition.
Because I remember him laying on the couch. It was dark. I think the TV was off, and I don't know what he was doing on that couch. Did we have an attitude with each other that night, or you was just laying down?
I just remember you coming to say.
And I came in there, and I stood over him, and I was like, "You better pray that you're leading this family in the right direction, because I'm following. I am following, like, and it wasn't from the thing of I'm following you. It was from the perspective of I'm starting to believe this. And if you're okay with this, and this is where you're at, and we're in this together, I'm putting this on you." That's how mad I was. But looking back, it's like, it's not his responsibility, because at the end of the day, I'm my own woman. And anybody who knows me knows that I march to the beat of my own drum. Can't nobody tell me nothing. I mean, you can tell me things, but if I'm not open to it, I'll say thank you. You may not even know that I didn't take your advice. I'm gonna tell you thank you, because my auntie told me. I always said, okay, thank you for your advice, and just keep moving. But that's how angry I was. I wanted him to feel that. I wanted that to hurt.
And I felt it, but in my mind, I already knew what it was. I already knew, where we were going to end up and where we were going to go. Because if you get on this path where you start questioning, and when you do your research, then it clears up stuff for you. So it's just like, oh man, now I know I'm not alone. I get it. I understand. And now let's move forward. Yeah. So it's just like, but she needed to go through that. She needed to go through that and see, what she can come out on the other side.
Listen, I didn't know if we was coming out on the other side, because then my mind was like playing tricks on me. Like, well, what if I didn't? What if I never came to this conclusion for myself, and was still getting up every Sunday and going and doing all the stuff, getting my daughter together and teaching her the Christian values, and the whole time her daddy's sitting on the sideline. He was really going with us, everything. And I asked, I was like, if this is what you believe, then why were you still going to church with me? And what was your answer?
Because that's for one, I don't want to lose you, based on that. So it's just like, eventually, we would have had to come to it. It would have came to a head. Even if you would have never came on this journey, we would have. And
I probably would have been coming up with an exit strategy.
Yeah.
Like, that's real talk. And that's a painful thing to think about, but I know I was so deep that...
Yeah. Because that's what we're taught, in the Christian value, that the man, is the leader of his family, and you go to church, and, everything's built off of that. But it's just like when you free your mind up, you realize... Still, yes, the man is the head of the household, but you don't need no religion to back you when you believe everything in that, when you go off of that. So because if you would talk to a Christian person, they'd be like, oh, well, he's leading his family the wrong way, or he ain't man enough. They'll tell you whatever. But it's just like, homie, I run this one like...
Well, that made me think of a question. Do you feel like you're more in control of your family unit now?
Absolutely.
Because before... So does that? I'm laughing because we just give ourselves talking points, but now it's making me think, like, so during that time, so is it true that I was a little bit more controlling because of the Christian faith? Like, I was like, nope, this is not what we're supposed to be doing. I tried to keep us in line when it came to our Christian values.
Man, you could say that, but it's just like, I mean, you but like I would do what I was supposed to do. But if it's not something I want to do, eventually I'm going to say something.
Yeah, you would.
You feel me? Like, but on the strength of keeping us as a whole and together, I was like, yeah, let's go. You know what I mean? Eventually, it's gonna come to a head, and you have to deal with it. And you know.
But he put up a fight a lot of Sundays.
Yeah.
A lot of Sundays. Or even like I'll be like, go get involved with the men's group.
Doing that.
His response to that was never anything pretty. So I just stopped. I stopped pushing the gas on everything, and I was just like, he gonna do what he want to do. But that's good. I didn't. The way you was explaining that, I'm just like, okay. Do you feel like you?
But I don't feel like you was like.
No, I'm not saying like I was just I was wearing the pants. I'm saying when it came to the faith, like that kind of it was a guideline, and now because I don't follow that guideline anymore, there's more freedom for you to even have certain conversations with me or even to say certain things because we didn't. It's kind of weird. Because before, I always felt like we were best friends. We could talk to each other about anything. But now, it feels different. Like, it's almost like, well, damn, he's a lot more enthusiastic when we're having conversations. It's not like, babe, do you hear me talking? Like, I'm saying, like, even though he's a great listener, he could tell me everything I just said, but it wouldn't be with this excitement that he has now, you know, and I get it because now we're literally on the same path, sort of, kind of, but not really because
I'm more extreme.
You're more extreme, and I'm more like I gotta make stuff make sense for myself. So yeah, if anybody, by the way, just side note, if anybody knows like a good book for me. Like, I'm looking into, like, a timeline, literally, for the beginning of time, period. Like, before the dinosaurs, all that. I want to start there. It sounds crazy, but in my mind, I feel like it's somewhere that I'm trying to go, but I don't really know yet. But anybody got to look, any history buffs, any, geography majors, anybody, I need to know what's a good book for me that's going to give me, or a website or something that's going to give me, like, I need to see a timeline, and I want to be able to break stuff down. That was a little side note, just in case somebody got information that let's help each other, because again, we're just learning, we're still trying to research and study, and just like it took over 30 years for me to be strong in the Christian faith, and it's going to take years for me to be strong in whatever it is that I believe, which at this point, I just believe we are human. Everything is theory. There is a God, but Jesus ain't the way to him, you know. But I'm grateful that we're in this space, but it has changed our marriage. At the beginning, I thought, I don't know, like, dude, like, I part of me was just, I wanted to just break up with my boyfriend for a minute, can we just break up for a little bit, because I just needed to get past the fact that you even was in that space and I did not know it, like, that was so selfish, like, I was so mad about that, because it was the equivalent of cheating to me, like, you've been having this whole affair spiritually without me, like, knowing about it. You didn't even give me the option to say I was in or out.
Right, that's true, but you would have been out. This I know for a fact. You feel me? It's just like when you know something ahead of time, you gotta go with what it is and what you know it to be, or know what it's going to turn out to be, because we have that gift, intuition, and you can see stuff and you can feel stuff. It's just like, come on, like, you know,
but it didn't make it right.
And I ain't saying to make it right, but I'm saying it helped. We stayed together versus we would have already been done. Because if I would have told you anything of that essence, if I can already tell you that, because you would have had too many more people in your ear that was on that whole level, just like, well, you got all this other stuff. You feel me? But it's just like everybody has a spiritual journey for themselves on their own. you know, and how you deal with that is how you deal with it. And true, it was selfish in a manner, but also it look where we're at versus where we would have been.
And I will say that is one of the only things that keep me looking at the positive side and not holding on to that. Because I will say there are times, like even in this moment, where I'm sitting here taking a deep breath because we're talking about it, and it's like, but look at where we are. That's the positive side. Whereas I'm thinking of the what coulda, shoulda, woulda, where versus where we are, you know. And it did happen organically on its own, and it wasn't a thing where he just brought it to me and was like, this is what you gotta believe. It was, he just stayed quiet until it was time for me on my own. But yeah, just, oh, my heart races thinking about it, because it's just like, oh, I just want to elbow him in the chin thinking about it. But I'm so much more freer. Like, I feel so free to think and feel and question and study and research. Another thing I need to dig deeper about is how I used to feel about the LGBTQ community. You know, my best cousins, my best Judys are are my gay cousins. But that's another video. I feel like I need to, you know, address that too. What has changed for me mentally on how I feel towards my family, like, and it's a beautiful feeling, because even before, I still loved them. I went to my first Pride with my cousin, I think after we graduated. I think it was our summer we graduated high school, like, and I've always supported, but it was a different type. It was like a hesitant support. Like, I support you, I love you, but I don't know what God would say about this. Whereas now it's just like, let's, whatever. Like, you getting married, I want to plan it. Like, what we gonna do? But that's a whole nother video. And I'm smiling because that's what I mean by the freedom to say and do whatever the fuck I want to do. And I use that term because I wouldn't naturally cuss on a video or cuss on my social media because of the people from church are watching me, or my aunties are watching my stuff. And it's like, but there are moments where I do cuss. You know, I will say some stuff here and there. It don't come out of my mouth on the regular, you know, but
like mine.
Did I cuss you out? I don't think we didn't have that
blow
kind
up
of argument. It was just it was a emotional.
Yeah, it was a silent.
Yeah,
anger.
it was an emotional fight that we had.
But
that only lasted maybe like a month, and I want to say that was maybe like in May.
Yeah, we've been good ever since.
Yeah,
we're learning as we go, and we invite y'all on this journey to learn with us. You know, for the ones who don't know yet, or you don't know what you're going through, and you're going through it now. You're about to have your awakening. This is what it's about. This is for us to learn and grow, because there are a lot of people out there that's already done a lot of the research and stuff like that.
And it's too overwhelming.
Not for me, but for her, it is. So like, subscribe, share, comment. You feel me? And come on this journey with us. You feel me?
Y'all, we trying to get this channel popping. So if there's any other topics or subjects or questions that you want us to answer, because like we sit and brainstorm, and be like, okay, what can we talk about now? What is it? Let us know so we can. You know, he's off only 2 days a week, so we're trying to. Yeah, for now, you're right.
Speaking better things into the future, you feel me? So, but yes, hit us up. Let us know.
You corrected me for now. I'm sorry, it was funny. I know, but it was funny because I used to be that one. Babe, don't say that. Now you be like, nope, check, nope. But anyway, all right, y'all. I'll get on the tangent and start playing games on these videos. But we love y'all. We'll see y'all next video. Bye.
You see that I want it, I gotta get it. Now watch how I get it and come back with it. Watch how I get it and come back with it. Watch how I get it and come back with it.